Namaste. Welcome to Love Wins. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, this is a safe space that I created to speak my truth and to allow those awakening on their path to have a place to discuss all things spiritual warfare and in a safe environment, because I do believe that safe spaces are our birthright. Emotionally, physically, mentally, and that is what has been under attack. Pardon the dogs, y'all. Pardon the dogs. I am trying to bring some order to the chaos in this household, and I'm caging them in shifts right now. Caging them in shifts. If you are new, Coldwater Road is my family home. I returned to my family home after leaving a really toxic, abusive relationship, fleeing with my daughter, and spent a few months driving wanderously, and ended up coming back to the home I said I was never going to come back to. And I'm here. And now I'm battling the projections of my family, the energy harvesting of those who aren't standing in their own power, and cutting through the projections to create my own reality in my safe space where love wins. Now, the advice I would give anyone in my circumstance would be go. Just go and don't look back. Okay? I have karmas of mine that I have created that I need to clear up responsibly. So in doing so, I'm still here. Although I just left and it was nice, it was only a vacation because I had my daughter, and my son was going on a trip with his father. He was going to his father's house for a couple months, a little over a month, and I needed to recharge my batteries, and so did she. So we did that, and I got a rental car. What I spent on that rental car, I could have leased a car or bought a hoopty. I don't know. But hoopty wouldn't have made the trip. So I've been back for about a week. I have avoided making a video because what I didn't want to do is come on here and complain about my karmic family. Being responsible, this is my karma, this is my family, this is what I need to undo. These are the chains I need to break. But in my safe space, I can definitely talk about the breaking of the chains, the processing, because that's what we do. We process. This channel, this space is for the processing, the alchemy of now. Now being our present moment, my present moment, your present moment. What are you working through? I am working through what I have learned by doing this process, uncovering myself, going deeper within myself. I have anger. I have oppressed anger. And I know it comes from childhood. And I'm working through that. Okay? I'm working through it. What I'm not doing is screaming when triggered. Triggers are blessings. Triggers are blessings. Triggers are exactly what you need to work through, what you need to heal. So I find myself getting triggered and taking that moment to be like, okay, why is this coming up? What is it coming up? What is it showing me? What is it telling me? What do I need to heal? What do I need to heal? the chain that I am breaking currently, because there's multiple chains. There's a lot of toxicity that runs through my bloodline. There's addictions, there's poverty mentality, lack mentality, victim mentality, just narcissistic abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, self-abuse. And the worst one, self-abuse. Staying in a situation that is not good for you to help other people is self-abuse. And I wrote down in my handy dandy notebook, to love self is to sacrifice self. Now, that is not a true statement. To love self is not to sacrifice self. But that is a belief system that has been ingrained, subconsciously, unconsciously programmed into my operating system by watching everybody in my life sacrifice what their body needs, what their soul needs, what their life needs. Sacrificing their mental health, their physical health, their well-being, for toxic behaviors, for toxic cycles, for toxic people, for toxic places, for toxic things, poisons in our environment. To love self is to sacrifice self. That is the chain that I'm currently alchemizing. And I didn't want to come back here because I didn't want to raise my children in this environment. I didn't. But it's healthier than a shelter. Can't sustain living in a hotel without income. Creating that for myself. I am creating that for myself. I freely give of my wisdom, of my gifts, of my energy. And been in the process of calling that power back. And now I'm putting my energy into something for myself. So breaking that chain. So sometimes you need to give yourself a pat on the back. So what are you doing for yourself? What are you breaking? What are you no longer tolerating? What are you moving up and out of? Okay. And that dog. They can't play on your reptilian consciousness when you've transcended. That was a quote from Moon and Froggy, another channel that I follow. They can't play on your reptilian conscious when you've transcended. So I want to get into that. I want to get into that for a moment. We are here to remember who we are. We come from the stars, we come from the sun. We are sun beings in this world, but not of this world. Trapped on this slave planet, into these families, with these stories, with these family stories that keep us in a cycle of life and death and life and death and life and death. But we're not even supposed to be living life and death. Reincarnation is part of the density program. It's part of the manipulation. To leave this place is to ascend. To ascend is to clear all of your karmas and to come into your heart, your source of who you are, and to embody and be that being and rise above it. So we have been manipulated. We have been so manipulated that it doesn't matter how pure of a soul you are, how angelic, and if you think the word, break down the word angel, it is angles of light. No matter how far stripped away from the light you have become, no matter how much your DNA has been manipulated how much reptilian you have when you do the work, when you do the self-work, when you heal the parts of you that have been broken by self or others, as everything external is a mirror of internal, to go deep within, all the way within, and peel away all of these layers. You shed the pieces of you, the reptilian consciousness, which is the programming, the very programming that is embedded into your belief system. The reason we do everything we do on this planet, all of the education system, the medical system, the holidays that we celebrate, the festivals we go to, it's all energy harvesting. It's all to keep you not connected to the source of who you are, and acting in a narcissistic reality where you become the abuser or the self-abuser by allowing abuse to happen. Either way, narcissism is not a disorder. Narcissistic personality disorder. That's a label that they gave you with all the other labels. Bipolar disorder. Disorders. They're disorders. Your body is not in order, okay? And it's just a condition of the mind that needs to be deconstructed to reconstruct. You have to let that belief go. Throw it in the trash. Literally, everything that you've been told to believe. Throw it in the trash. Okay? It's an imbalance of the mind. It is a false belief system. Narcissism is a conditioning. It is a program that we are running on to make people so far out of alignment, living in their lower energies, staying stuck in lower frequencies. When you're stuck in these lower frequencies, you're not running in awareness. Your thoughts are not your thoughts. You're manipulated. Okay? So, this is like the most crucial time to be alive, because this is the time of taking our power back. Disassembling the matrix. Step aside and let the towers fall. Detachment. The Buddha literally taught the practice of detachment. Jesus taught the way into your heart. Everything outside is a reflection of inside. Everything that is happening is you reflected out. So you control. The only thing you have control over, which is your physical vessel, because you are an energy field that is hosting a body, a vessel, and you get your energy in balance. And you do that by moving things out. Anger. If you hold on to anger, it will start affecting organs in your body, okay? If you hold on to resentment, if you hold on to grief, if you hold on to these things that happen in life, your body breaks down, your mind breaks down, disorders creep in, diseases creep in. Disease is just a body that's not at ease. Let all of it go. Everything the doctors told you, the doctors are agents of the matrix. The teachers are agents of the matrix. They are not conscious and aware. They don't even know what their energy body is. Why am I not putting my kids in school? To be taught a false programming, to not even teach them that they have an energy center and how to regulate it with breath work and meditation. Most important, valuable asset that you can have as a human being is to be aware of your energetic body and what it does for you and how you operate. And you're not going to do that until you go within, till you sit in silence and observe. Observe nature, observe the cycles, observe yourself. Observe self. And what your self truly needs will come to you when you let go of all that it doesn't need. Like 3 meals a day. That's a lie. It's the biggest lie ever told, and they program you since a child, and they teach it to you in school, and it's on your cartoons, and you have to eat from the food pyramid, and 3 meals a day. 3 meals a day is a density trap. It's a density trap. Keeping you comfortable in the uncomfortable in square boxes is literally a matrix prison. So when you start to wake up from the matrix, you start to see numbers, okay? And you start to see patterns. And the patterns are guiding you out. So if you really want to do your homework and you study the movie The Matrix and all of the codes are everywhere. And when you start to see the codes, you will see the patterns and everything. And those are guiding you out. But when you get back to nature, when you really get out, you transcend time. Transcend the numbers, transcend the patterns. You don't even need none of that. It's just natural. And that is the goal here. That is the goal here. We're a long way from there, but we're definitely, as a collective, as a people, we're moving in the right direction. The light wins. This is spiritual warfare. I have been preaching this for 20-something years. As I've been going deeper and deeper into me, I'm unfolding more and more layers and more truths and letting go of what doesn't serve. What served me 10 years ago in my awakening path doesn't serve me now where I'm at on my path. And this is going to happen for you. You're going to go through multiple sheddings, multiple layers, multiple timelines. And the goal is to become as organic as possible, as organic as self is, to come into your hearts and integrate all the shadow aspects. Because we don't want to run from the shadow. We don't want to run from the shadow. The shadow is the parts of us that we need to heal. The shadow, how do I say this? It's a part of you, okay? It's a part of you. And it's integrating that to come into a balanced state. So, when triggered, the moral of this message, the point of this message, is that there's no way to not be triggered. There's no way to not be triggered. But it's taking the triggers and understanding, understanding, overstanding what they're here for, to show you where you need to give more attention to you. Are you getting my message? Am I making sense? So that is my message for today. I wanted to get something out because my notes have been backed up, and I didn't want to come home and just complain about my family, because came back to a shit show. Literal shit show. And I stood aside and waited to see if the shit was going to get picked up. And I waited and I waited and I waited. And this person said that this person should do it. And this person said that this person should do it. And nobody took accountability for it. And I waited for 3 days. And I cleaned up the shit. Literally. But it's, it's chaos on Coldwater Road. And I cannot complain about something I'm choosing to be in. So I am going to alchemize my reality, and y'all are going to alchemize your reality, and we are going to be the change we want to see in this world right now by working on self. The only thing you can control, self. And I need to switch these dogs over and let these two have time out and put the other two in and shift change. And yeah, so love wins, love wins, love wins. And I love you. And like, share, subscribe if this resonates. And I'm gonna keep moving through these energies and raising my vibration, high vibration, and speaking my truth. So don't come into my reality if you don't like the reflection in the mirror, because I will blast that mirror right up in your face. So I love you guys. Have a blessed and beautiful reality.